Duality. Why you contain both? Which half of yourself are you only letting other people see? Most of the women I work with made a quiet decision somewhere along the way. They picked the side of themselves to lead with, the capable side, the composed side. The bright side. The version of them the room finds easy to receive. And the other half, the angry one, the tired one, the envious one, the frightened one. They rolled her up small and tucked her in a closet and told themselves she wasn't leading too, but she is beloved. She always has been. You just stopped consulting her. This is foresight. And today we're talking about the part of you that you've been calling your shadow, and why pretending you don't have one is the most expensive habit in your whole leadership. You contain both. What you were told. Somewhere along the way, you learned that good leaders are bright, hopeful, composed, less weather, less mess, less of anything that might make the room flinch. That wasn't wisdom. That was a marketing brief for a certain kind of leader. And you were never the demographic it was written for. The light without the dark is a stage performance. And every leader you have ever actually trusted had weather in her. She had a temper she was on speaking terms with. She had wants she was honest about. She had fears she named out loud instead of hiding. Real leaders aren't less complicated than the rest of us. They're just more honest about the complication. The dark is intelligence. Let me reframe the very thing you were taught to be ashamed of. Your anger is a sensor. It tells you when your values are being crossed. A woman who has lost contact with her anger has lost contact with her own boundaries. Your envy is a compass. It points straight at what you actually want. The want you haven't given yourself permission to say out loud yet. If you don't know what you want, ask yourself what you envy this week. Then pay attention. Your fear is a scout. It's reporting back on what you haven't yet figured out how to do safely. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means look closer. Your shame is a map. Every place you carry shame is a place inside you that haven't been integrated yet. The map is information. It is not the verdict. That's what the dark actually is. Not your enemy. Intelligence that has been waiting patiently for you to be willing to listen. The women who learn to listen to it become uncannily accurate, not because they're smarter than everybody else, because they're finally working with a whole instrument panel. Failure lives in the same house. Failure is what most of us call the dark when it shows up uninvited. So here's the foresight piece. Failure isn't the opposite of growth. It is the shadow that growth always casts. Every ambition you've ever had carries the possibility of falling short of it. You cannot have one without the other. The women who refuse to fail haven't transcended failure. They've just shrunk their ambitions down until failure becomes impossible. That's a smaller life wearing the costume of wisdom. If your last 5 years have no failures in them, you are not winning. You are not playing. Failure isn't your dark side. Failure is the receipt your ambition leaves behind. How to wield both without losing yourself. Let me bring this all the way down to the ground, because integration sounds philosophical until you have to walk into a meeting. In a negotiation, your light is the warmth you bring into the room. Your dark is the willingness to walk away from it. Women who lead from only the light gets rolled. Women who carry both warm and non-negotiable walk out with the deal on terms that actually fit. In feedback, your light is the care you have for someone's growth. Your dark is the honest read on what isn't working. Light without dark is flattery. Dark without light is cruelty together. It's the hard truth from someone who is unmistakably on your side. In strategy, your light is the vision. Your dark is the clear eye on what's broken, where the risk lives, what could fall down. Strategy from only the light is naive. Strategy from only the dark builds nothing. In a no. Your warmth lives in the delivery. Your no comes from the dark. The boundary, the value you're protecting. Most of us try to be only warm in our nose and end up saying yes by accident. In risk, your light is the ambition. Your dark is the honest accounting of what you could lose. Together you take bigger risks with clearer eyes. And here's the integrity piece, because I know what some of you are thinking right now. Doesn't using my dark side mean compromising my values? No, love. It means the opposite. Your values live on both sides of you. Your light holds the care, the vision, the loyalty. Your dark holds the values you didn't even know were values until something came along and violated them. Your anger guards your dignity. Your fear protects your wholeness. Your shame marks the places you compromised something sacred before you had words for it. When you exile the dark, you exile half of your own values. Using both halves doesn't compromise who you are. It is the only way to be fully who you are. You don't reach your goals by becoming someone else. You reach them by ending the war against half of yourself and putting all of you on the same team for the first time. A word for the women carrying the heaviest load. I need to slow down here because for some of you, the demand to perform only the light hasn't just been tiring, it's been brutal. If you're a marginalized woman in leadership, you've been told your whole career that the dark is not allowed for you specifically. You can't become visibly angry. That's the stereotype waiting to be hung on you. You can't be visibly tired. That gets read as incompetence. You can't be visibly afraid. That's a weakness they'll file away and use later. You can't want loudly. That's called aggression. So, you learn to lead from a sliver of yourself. That's not maturity, beloved. That's survival under conditions you never agreed to. And the exiled parts of you are still in there, still leading, showing up in your body, in your sleep, in the way you snap at something small, in the bone-deep exhaustion that lands in an ordinary Tuesday for no reason you can name. I'm not asking you to perform the dark for anyone. You don't owe the world that. But you do get to bring her back into the room of yourself. You get to be on speaking terms with all of you, even the parts you are not safe to show. Internal integration first. External performance second. That one distinction is what keeps you whole in a system that asks you for less. Leadership impacts. Here's what changes when you finally stop pretending you're only the light. Your team trusts you more, not less. People can always feel when a leader is performing wholeness, it makes them brace. But when a leader finally shows the whole picture, the conviction and the doubt, the strategy and the fear, or people exhale. Your decisions get more accurate. You stop optimizing for the version of you that's allowed to have feelings. You start working with the full panel of signals, and your decisions begin to reflect the whole reality instead of the curated half. And the women coming behind you, they learn that they don't have to cut off half of themselves to qualify for the seat you're sitting in. That's a permission most of them have never once been given. Your dual leadership is teaching every woman watching that wholeness isn't unprofessional. It's the most professional thing in the room. From the coaching chair, I had a client last year, senior executive, 2 decades in finance, The kind of woman who walks in a room and changes the temperature. She came to me because something was off, and she couldn't put her finger on it. She was performing well, the numbers were good, and she was running on fumes. We worked together for a few weeks before she could say anything what was happening. She had been swallowing her anger at the board for so long that she became numb to everything else too. The suppression hadn't just contained the anger, it had shut off her access to all the rest of her own signals. And when she finally let the anger come up, not in the boardroom, in our session, her whole instrument came back online. The grief she'd never let herself feel about her father. The ambition she'd been talking herself out of for 2 years. The fear she'd been politely calling stress. Within a quarter, she renegotiated her role, set the limits she'd been afraid to set, made the strategic move she'd been postponing for a year. She didn't become a different woman. She became fully the woman she already was. That's the work. And I've watched it happen often enough now that I've stopped thinking of it as rare. It's simply what becomes possible the moment a woman lays down the war against half of herself. Reflection. Pause with me here. I want you to think of one thing you have been keeping in the closet. This one. Maybe an anger you won't admit to. Maybe a want you've never said out loud. Maybe a fear you've been bullying yourself out of. Maybe a grief you stepped right over years ago because it was inconvenient to bend down and pick up. You don't have to bring her out yet. You don't have to publish her. You don't have to confess her to a single soul. You just have to admit that she's in there. Say hello to her. Tell her you know she's been carrying something heavy for you. Tell her you see that she's been leading too all this time, even when you forgot to consult her. That's integration. Starting. The foresight. Here's what's waiting for you on the other side of pretending you're only the light. You stop being startled by your own reactions because you finally know yourself, the whole self. That alone changes your forecasting accuracy by an order of magnitude. You stop being manipulated because manipulations runs on the parts of you that you refuse to look at. The moment you bring those parts into your awareness, the leverage is just gone. Failure stops being a catastrophe and becomes part of the cycle. You learn faster, you recover faster, and your goals get more reachable, not less, because you're pursuing them with the whole of you, in alignment with the whole of your values. as the whole of who you actually are. If you've been with me for lessons and blessings, you'll recognize the muscle we're building here. Counting what you forged in the fire, and now also counting the parts of you that the fire revealed. Same work, different angle. Final thought and a question. The light in you and the dark in you were never enemies. They were always two halves of the same instrument. And you've been trying to make music with one hand tied behind your back for a very long time. Use both. Lead with the light. Consult with the dark. Let your failures become your curriculum. Let your growth come from integration. Reach your goals as the whole woman you are. Here's the question I'll leave with you. What part of yourself have you exiled that has been quietly leading anyway? Sit with her, then let her back into the room. Privately is enough. Today is enough. You contain both. You always have. You always will. This is foresight. I see you. And I'll see you next time.